Hi there, and welcome to this Blender tutorial. Okay, so in this tutorial we'll be making this very easy scene here. It's foggy and there's a couple of mountains, landscapes, and just two lights, but you could always increase these. Yeah, this is very easy. Rather this in Eevee cycles, and basically you get sort of the same result on both of them. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. Okay, so just going to click file. Okay, now file, hit X to delete everything, hit OK, and then basically we're going to be using an add-on, and it's already pre-installed in Blender. Yeah, this one called Add Mesh and Landscape. So just go over to Edit, then you see the preferences, then just scroll down to Add-ons, and then you should find Add Mesh ANT Landscape. Just toggle that, take a second, and then also want to just go down to and here node wrangler. We'll also need that later on. Just turn on. Okay, now that that's done, just close that. Then hit Shift A, go to Mesh, and you should have this now. If you don't have the plugin enabled, then just disable that for a second. Shift A, you see it's not here. And then let's say you actually enable it, right? And then you go back and then you find that it's disabled. That may be because maybe the save preferences option is not on. So yeah, the autosave function is off, or maybe it's malfunctioning. Once you've turned it on once again, just hit save preferences and then you can close it up. Okay, so yeah, let's begin. Hit Shift A, Mesh, Landscape. Then by default we have this one here, and the default one will actually work. We would actually use that as the first sort of mountain in our scene. And then right here you have this drop down menu here, and for the record, if you actually click aside, the little drop down only appears once, like after doing an action. So make sure that you don't click aside, otherwise you will have to repeat the action. So let me just undo that. Shift A, Mesh, and Landscape. Okay, so after this, just make sure that you do not click aside, otherwise this would zip you and you have to redo the whole process again. Okay, so for this landscape we are going to turn off auto smoothing. Like basically what auto smoothing does is it sort of smoothes out the geometry nearest to each other so that it doesn't become jagged, and it works, but just not for a mountain, because a mountain is not smooth in texture of the rock. Okay, anyways, just click there and then it will be off. But this boxy shape here doesn't really work either, so let's just hit triangulate, and yeah, I think that actually looks all better. But you don't really have to worry about that, as later on we will add another texture that will sort of blend with the triangulate option here. Okay, so that's the first one. could also change the random seed. Just changes the shape of the mountain. So yeah, you could always play with these families. I'll just use the default for the first one. Shift A once again, mesh, landscape. Okay, so what we have to do is just hide the first one by using the little eye icon here. Okay, so let's change the random seed of this one. I'll just pick a number, maybe 4. Hit enter, G. Press the middle click button on your mouse, and that will then lock it to the axis that you're moving on. And right now the red line means the x-axis. If I click it once again, I have free movement in any direction, but if I hit the middle mouse, I can then move it. If I had the z-axis, that's the blue line, and then the y-axis is the green line. Okay, so let me just move it aside. I don't really think that it matters if they overlap, because like we are going to be changing a bit. Okay, so now we want to rotate one of these to actually kind of change the way, the orientation. And basically there are actually 2, maybe 3 ways of doing this. The first way is by hitting R on the keyboard, and you can basically rotate it in any direction you want, but I don't really recommend that for beginners. Instead, we'll use the transform on the left side of your toolbar, and this really gives you more control on which way you want to rotate the mesh. Or you could also use the rotate here. It's basically the same, but the transform here, it actually has everything. It has the rotation, which are these circles here, the green, blue and red ones. And then it also has the scale settings too, which are these lines with a little box at the end, and it also has the movement. So yeah, this is something that is really handy to have if you're a beginner, as that will help a lot. Okay, so what you do next is going to rotate this, and I'll be rotating this in the z-axis by just selecting the blue line. I can then rotate in any way I want. Okay, so after this, let me just quickly hide those. Shift A, mesh, and create another landscape. This one, let's get drastic, maybe 54. Hit enter, and we could always just keep playing with this. So yeah, and also you have a lot of choices to choose from. Abstract, another noise. I won't really go into all of this, but also have canyon. Also have canyons, which are more than one, obviously. But for this one, you also have many. These are the ones over here. Okay, now. So yeah, like we have a lot of these, and you could always choose. I think for this one, I should put a okay mode. Maybe change the random seed a little bit. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Obviously, this you also have to texture paint it later, but we won't really go into that in this tutorial. But if you'd like one, you could leave the comment in the section down below, and who knows, maybe I'll just make a tutorial on texture painting a volcano like this one. Okay, so let's just bring back our other landscapes and then just put that there. Yeah, so you just keep doing this. I'm just gonna speed this up. Basically placed our mountains here. What we want to do next is set up our camera. I'm just gonna fix this way. So yeah, what you want to do is actually find a spot that works for you. Just sit. I think this would do fine. So Shift A. Then go down to camera or use the short key R. Okay, so if you want to get our camera to look here, because right now it's looking at nothing. What we want to do is hit Control Alt and 0, or Command Alt 0 for the Mac users. Okay, so we also want to do is maybe change the focal length of this. I think it would work fine. I'll just add a couple more of these. So that I can fill up this. So that I can fill up this empty space here. So if you want to duplicate something, you hit Shift D to duplicate the item, and then while selecting our camera, if you want to move it a bit, you can hit G, and then you can also reposition it like that. Hit it GG twice, and it still does the same. You could also press R, and then that rotates it, and then you press R once again, which is a rotate and move. It's kind of like using a trackball. You can see the function light up there. Okay, so let's move it again, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this time I'll be using EV, so turn on ambient occlusion, blue, and screen space reflections. After this, what you want to do is add our lights. Shift A, and then you select the point light, move it up. Want to increase the power to about 1000, then you'll see how that looks. And then for this color, I'm gonna go with an orange, yellow, mango color, something like that. Let's go ahead to rendered view, and yeah, that's our first light. It looks pretty good. So you might be thinking like, oh no, the brightness is too high. Well, that doesn't matter now, because we're going to be using a volumetric fog, so that's really going to cover up most of the light. So we might even end up increasing the power here. So hit Shift T to duplicate, and then we want to move this one maybe in front like there. Move it a little bit, hit G to move on there. Then maybe change the color to a blue. Okay, so let's add the volumetric fog. So hit Shift A, mesh, and create a cube. Okay, so to do this, just press S and then scale it all the way up till it covers till it overlaps the camera, and then left click and to deselect. So now move to the shading tab, and as you can see, cube here is overlapping the camera. So yeah, that's good. So by selecting the cube, hit new here, and then I'm going to rename this to volume, or we just name it fog, whatever works for you. Okay, so I'm just select the principal SDF and then delete that. Okay, then hit Shift A, S, and then search for the principal volume. You just press volume and then click on the principal volume, then drag the volume into the volume, then voila, now I have some volume. Let's just go there. Right now it's in loop dev. So what loop dev is, it's a tab right where it just loads up an HDR or lighting. That's why it's actually ignoring these two. So when you go to a camera view, you only see HDR lighting instead of this lighting over here. So there's something that does. So press C and then go up to rendered view. And then yeah, so now intensity is actually looking to be much less than anticipated. Maybe we're going to have to, maybe tune it down a little bit. But yeah, it actually seems fine. So this spot here isn't really working out for me. So let me just move it. That will do. Just move the light here, move that one a little bit further off, and then actually maybe change its color to blue. Yeah, this will do. Okay, so what we're going to do next is actually give the fog some variation, because right now it looks pretty bad. So first, let's just decrease the density a little bit. And 0.7 will do us fine. Okay, so in order to mess with the color, Shift A, mix RGB. Do that, connect the color to the color, and basically we have these two. Hit Shift A, S, search for the noise texture. Let's just put that there. Plug the color into color 1. Then hit Shift A, S, and a color number. Let's just place this in the middle there. Okay, so for this color, this is going to be the color of the fog. So let's just make it something like that is fine. Then now I want to change the detail of that. Then the distortion, which kind of messes up like how that fog works. Like you can really see it as I'm moving my slider, that it's doing something there. Just can actually picture here. What it is, it this side here represents like all of color 1, then this side is like all of color 2, so you might wanna like play with that a little bit until you find like what works for you. Because fog isn't just like straight up fog, it has that mix and that whatnot. So yeah, that is that. You might even increase the density. Yeah, I think 0.9 is fine. Maybe a little bit less. Yeah, I think that is good enough. Now just keep playing with this until you actually get the look that you want. Yeah, I think 1 is fine. 1.2, yeah. I think that is looking really good. Okay, so yeah, basically that is the tutorial in a nutshell. Oh yeah, so now for Cycles users, so switch over to Cycles, and depending on your PC, you actually have CPU and GPU compute. So I'll select GPU and then click on the adaptive, like this makes it lighter for the viewport renders. And then to actually even make Cycles faster, press F3 to search and then write and oops. Okay, so click here and then select the camera. So what that does is it now only renders the camera view instead of having to render everything to and whatnot. So yeah, Cycles, you could then increase the sampling to around 256. And then I'm just going to switch over to Eevee because that works fine for me. But it actually looks better in Cycles. And you could also texture the landscape here, but I don't really think it's necessary since we are kind of in a very foggy environment. But if you want, you could do that. You could give them some color, some green down there, and then this volcano, so yeah, I'm just gonna increase the sampling to 256. Hit enter, and then so yeah. I'd really like to see what you guys make with this, so you can actually send it to my Instagram. You can just tag me there. My username will appear right now right about you. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll be seeing you in the next tutorial.